Hey, Kavan here. This video is going to be a casual chat between you guys and me because I feel like a lot of times I make a lot of business content, like how to do this, how to do that, but I never really get to share my life in general. And a lot of people say, hey, Kavan, I'm really interested in your life as a new dad with two daughters, and then you're now a full-time creator at the same time. So how do you live your days? What's your week look like? So I just want to do this with you, and it's going to be fun. You can see that I have a new background. You don't see the broccoli because I think maybe it's nice to be on the couch and talk to you about this kind of topic. So question number one, what are my focuses now? So I have two daughters. One is 2.5 years old, and one is 4.5 months old right now at the time I'm filming this. And it is tough to be a new father and starting a new business at the same time. Because I started this when my first daughter was arriving to the world. And I had no friends, no network, no niche in the space. I had to learn everything at the same time, and it was tough. But I think it ultimately comes down to choosing your priorities because I'm pretty firm that you cannot have it all. So to me, my priorities right now is my family, which is I want to spend so much time with them as much as possible. But at the same time, I really need to get the business going. Otherwise, I cannot do this forever. So other than that, I really don't have other priorities like exercise, social life, my personal hobbies. I don't think they're part of the equation right now. Question number two, why did I talk about my family or even post about them so often? Well, honestly, actually, if you follow me on YouTube or Twitter, I don't talk about them as often as I talk about my family on Instagram. I just want to have a split between the two different identities that I have. Instagram, even though it's a public profile, is really a deeper connection with people on day-to-day things, right? I mostly have fun, shoot random things, and post it on my stories. But on Twitter, not so much because I don't want people to be bombarded by my baby photos. But all in all, I just think it's really important to draw a stronger connection between our real life self and our online self. Because the closer you're able to show up the same way, then automatically you attract the same kind of people. Like I really experienced this. Like people who are coming to get to know me, they are very family oriented. They're very down to earth. The word is authentic. They're very authentic. And with that, I actually find that it's so easy to work with them because our values, our approach are exactly the same. And I also think that it makes it easier for people to relate to your stories. Like, for example, I have a lot of students who are also parents. So they would understand that the program Kavan creates is not going to be super intensive. It's not going to be those like get you rich in 30 days kind of program. The third question is, what does my week or day look like? Okay, wow, so much to share about this. Basically, let's start with weekend. Weekend is all family time. During the week, I'm already working a lot. So on the weekend, I would say I just spend most of my time with my family. We try to figure out something to do. Even though we're staying home, sometimes we have activities. Maybe we go to the pool. And my first daughter would be taking afternoon naps, right? So during the nap time is really my weekly planning session. So I have that like maybe an hour. I really want to figure out my top priorities for the week. So I list out maybe 4 to 5 items. And then I translate them into like to-do items. And I put those blocks in my calendar. So this way, I'm entering Monday knowing exactly what I need to do. So I don't need to spend time planning again. I just get into execution mode Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then I have like some free time on Thursday and Friday to pick up the leftover. That has been working really well for me. But now let's talk about the weekdays. I know compared to other parents who are handling the kids all by themselves, I have huge respect to those parents. Like, it's so not easy. So when my wife and I get married, we already started planning the life with kids. So nowadays, my wife and the grandparents, they would primarily take care of the kids. I would have my duties, but I also have a good chunk of time focusing on my business. So what does that look like? In the past, when I'm running live cohorts, it is usually like 10 p.m. my time. So I would do that. And then my second daughter is still having a feed at 3 a.m. So I'm in charge of the night feed. So I would wake up at around 3 a.m., warm the milk, and then 3:30 I'll feed her. It's good that she's a pretty good baby. So that takes about like half an hour. Then I would go back to sleep. But thankfully, now that we're filming this video, lately, in the last week or so, she has not waken up for the night feed. So basically, from midnight until 6 a.m., she's sleeping the whole time. So very, very amazing. Thank you, Audrey. Okay, and then we'll get up and we'll have breakfast as a family. And I would drive my first daughter, Avery, to school at around 8:30 a.m. And then I would drive back home and then park the car, and then I would take public transport to go to the office space. I just need a deep working space because I do a lot of writing, scripting for something like videos and articles and newsletter, and I need to redesign my courses. I need quiet time. So the reason I moved to the office is because I live in a flat, so there's no like corner space or basement or backyard office that I can create. So I thought it's the right time to just get a tiny space where I can come here if I have calls, I have interviews, I have podcasts that I need to do. And I used to pick up Avery again at around noontime, but I don't do it anymore because now we have like a system where different people pick Avery up. So then I can just come to office and focus on those few hours of work. And then at the end of the day, late afternoon, I would try to go home early because I'm not working for someone, right? I don't need to get home like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Sometimes I get home like 5 p.m. Then I would want to spend some time with the kids. We play, we do reading, we have some activities, board games. And then we will have dinner as a family as well. And then we'll do some bedtime stories and night routine. And then the kids will head to bed around like 9 p.m. So usually the evening is my wife's and my private time. So we treasure that a lot. We do Netflix, we talk, we sometimes have a drink with each other. That's pretty normal. Hey. So we're back to my normal setup. Do you know what happened? Well, the battery went out. But anyway, I really want to just continue our chat. So let's get going. I was talking about how, in the past, I have 2 evenings where I'll be working. Working, I mean, I'm connecting to people in different places of the world. I am maybe running events, maybe running my live classes or workshops. These days, at this current moment, I'm trying to squeeze everything to 1 evening because I think that's much healthier in the long run. But, if you ask me, how do I balance all this, right? I think I really, really enjoy what I'm doing right now. So I believe there will be sacrifices. And some of my sacrifices are my evening time. I'm really happy to just meet with you, run events to help you guys out. That's something that I really love to do, and I'm not tired of that. But 1 evening might probably be better. The 4th question is, what is important in this work-life balance, and how do I seek the balance point? I think there's a ton of interruption in your life when you have 2 little kids. So what I would do is I try to pre-plan everything I do. That's super important. So then when I have like maybe 45 minutes, I can go into fully focused mode. Like for example, 6 p.m. is a playtime. I'm fully focused on playing with the kids. Maybe during the day, I have like 4 hours of time. I'm fully focused on doing my work. So that has helped a lot. And the second thing is probably don't commit to a lot of things if you don't think you can handle. I am pretty disciplined and I love to say no. So if people invite me to a podcast and I just feel like I don't really have the bandwidth, then I would just say this is not a good time. So I have cases where people actually come back to me in like 3 months and they ask like, Kavan, is this a better time now? And I said, yes, my baby is sleeping through the night. Let's do this. So I'm just kind of spacing everything out. And then the third point is probably picking the right products to work on. So, when you decide what kind of products you want to create and to become your main offer, I think it's important to think that if you run a challenge, then you probably need to put a lot of live energy into it. If you run a live cohort, you need to have those time available. You cannot be the primary carer if you are running live cohorts. So by designing it differently, then it will fit into your life much better. So this is also why I'm moving towards like a self-paced course plus an active community model, because it fits my life better. And the fourth point is what people talk about a lot, like consistency. And the way I think about consistency is that I'm not like the other younger entrepreneurs who are single or they don't have a family. I do have a lot of obligations, so I cannot go as hard as them. But one thing I can do better is that I can play the game longer. I can be consistent. So by doing less, by being really focused, I'm now doing this for 2.5 years, then I have a lot of assets out there helping me to grow without me sitting here talking to people. So I just prioritize all those things much more when I make my day-to-day decisions. And of course, having an email list really help. I think I can have this like laid back personality, because sometimes when I'm launching a new product, I literally just send a few emails and I consider that a launch. It doesn't put a lot of pressure on me, but I still can reach my fans and my audience quite easily. Number 5 is the most important point, which is no working on the weekend. I think we always try to squeeze out more time because we feel like we need to grow the business faster. But actually, in the past, I did that. Like I was working all the time. Whatever company I work in, I'm like the owner, like owner mindset. I work all the time. But nowadays it's different. So I realized by making it clear that I'm not working on the weekend, I actually have better productivity throughout the week. And I am better at making decisions to filter out work. So all in all, I hope that, my sharing can help someone out there, no matter if you're a parent or not. But it's definitely not easy. I consider myself having a really, really amazing support system. I've known people who are, handling everything, just the husband and the wife. That's tough. So if you have more questions, if you want to bounce ideas around this, feel free to drop your questions under this video. And let's take a look and maybe we can have a chat. Maybe I can make another video to talk about it. But I really enjoy chatting with you this way. Hopefully you get something out of this video. Okay, I'll see you around. Bye-bye.